All right, we're going to go out to the race for Adam Hamilton. He's taking the stage as he has declared victory.
I think we need to consider this. So thank you, Levon. And to everyone who supported this campaign, volunteering, donating, telling your friends, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. All of you. I would not be standing here were it not for you. This is you, and I get the joy of representing you. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a hand. And I want to say thanks to all of our staff who are here. I'm so grateful and so proud of them. They've come from across the United States to make this happen. They are amazing. Now I want to say to those who supported another candidate in this campaign, volunteer, those of you who were anxiously, rooting for somebody else, I want to say I know you're disappointed, and I'm really looking in the camera. I want to say I know you're disappointed and this is hard. And I want to ask you to give us a chance. I want to simply say our country is broken. You know that, I know that. And it's going to take all of us to heal our nation now. And so, just give us a chance and join us. We're going to be fighting for the same things, and I'm so grateful for you. And I also want to thank the other candidates who have been running in this race. I've been with a number of them in various cities across Kansas. There's some remarkable people, and I'm so grateful for them. It takes courage to put yourself out there and to run for office, and it takes a lot of hard work, and they've been putting that in. And I'm looking forward to working with you as we move forward in this to move Kansas and our country to where it should be. So I want to thank all of you and just say, we need you, I want you, please join us. And I want to say, this is an unprecedented time in our country. What we see happening in Washington is not normal, and I'm afraid we sometimes hear so many things happening, we just no longer even notice how abnormal things are in Washington. The America that we love is being torn apart by politicians making their living off of keeping us angry and alienated and afraid. Our politics are broken, and that has to change. Recently, I was in Greensburg, Kansas, and a kind woman came to me and she said, look, I feel angry and frustrated when I think of people of the other political party. And I don't want to feel that way. These are some of my neighbors, my family and friends, but I don't want to feel this way towards other people. I want a senator who's not going to divide us further, but try to bring us together. But she also said this, I also hope for a senator who will stand up for what's right and good and true. We began this campaign a few months ago on a listening tour. We visited Dodge City, Oakley, McPherson, Scott City, Wichita, Kansas City, Kansas, and a dozen other cities across Kansas. And we tried to do something Roger Marshall has not been doing, and that is we tried to listen. We tried to listen to Kansans and ask, what are they feeling? What are they longing for? What do they want in their next senator? What do they want in Washington, D.C.? And we heard so many of the same things. Nearly everybody talked about cost, the cost of living, how hard it is to pay for health care, groceries, how hard it is to pay for gasoline in their gas tanks to get to work, or housing. I met a woman in Hutchinson, Kansas, and she came to me after our gathering, just privately, and she said, listen, our health insurance now, we no longer receive the subsidies, we make too much money to receive Medicaid, and not enough to, and too much to receive the subsidies. She said, our health insurance is now almost $3,000 a month. That's more than our house payment. And she said, Adam, we're going to cancel health insurance. We won't have it anymore. And she was my age. I'm 62, and I want you to imagine being 62 and canceling your health insurance because she can't afford it anymore. It's not just health care, though. Between the war in Iran, which many Republicans and most folks who are unaffiliated and almost all Democrats oppose, but between the war in Iran and the president's tariffs and the resulting inflation, the average American family is paying $200 a month more for the same things than they were paying a year ago. $200 a month. Now, for many of us, we can deal with that, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, where do you get the $200 a month? This is hurting real people in Kansas. Families are being left with the impossible choices as Washington really forces them, the policies, to pay more for less. Across the last year, as chaos, corruption, and executive orders, legislative plans, and bills that were passed were harming Kansas, I waited for Roger Marshall to speak up. I would have arguments with him in the shower. He wasn't in the shower with me, but I was having arguments with him. And I'm like, Roger, speak up. You were not hired by the president to be his personal spokesperson. You were hired by the people of Kansas to speak up for them, to stand up for them, and that's your job. But instead, it feels like he's been a yes man all the time. We don't need more yes men in Washington. We need a senator who will speak up for their people, one who listens, tells the truth, who has one guiding principle, and that is, what is best for the people of Kansas? Not what does the president want or my party want, but what is best for the people of Kansas. Now, thank you. I'll be honest, I'm not a politician. I never thought I would be a politician, especially not at 62. I didn't plan to run for office. I've spent my life as a pastor, and I try to care for people. I try to listen, to try to bring people together. I've tried to serve our community and encourage our people to go out and serve the community and help the community look the way it's supposed to look, to close the gap between the world as it is and the world as it's supposed to be. Now, communities do that, faith communities do that, and broader communities do that, but sometimes we need the government to help as well. The role of Washington is sometimes going to do the things that we as communities cannot do. But instead of making life easier for people in Kansas, Washington has made it harder for people in Kansas. For tens of thousands of Kansans who no longer afford health insurance. 36,000 Kansans since January of 2025 have lost their health insurance. Now that's a big deal. 10,000 children who no longer receive SNAP benefits. And SNAP benefits, you're not going to get rich on those, but at least it provides macaroni and cheese and applesauce for dinner at night. But 10,000 of our kids in Kansas have lost that under Roger Marshall's watch. When we talked to people, we heard from farmers and ranchers who said life is harder for us than it was before. Small business owners, large business owners, school teachers, adults who are caring for their aging parents, all of this. People saying life has gotten harder for many in Kansas. And over the last year, I kept thinking the same thing. Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to do, I kept saying this, somebody's got to do something. Until January of this last year when Levon looked at me and said, maybe you're the somebody. Maybe you should do something. Now, I don't know about you, but many times I've looked at Washington and thought, this is wrong. This is not who we are. We simply have to do better. And by the way, this isn't a Republican or Democrat thing. All of us, Republicans and Democrats, care about decency and humanity. There are many Republicans I meet who feel like, hey, things are wrong. They're not right tonight. Just before I got here, I talked to a woman in Hamilton, Kansas. Hamilton, Kansas, her son graduated from high school in a class of 4. And she said, he's a part of our congregation today, and she said, I want you to know I'm a Republican, but I'm with you. I support you. I'm excited about you. I tell everybody I know I'm voting for Adam Hamilton because he's a decent guy who wants to do the right thing in Washington, D.C. I care less about the party name than I care about the people and the character and their competency and what they're going to fight for when they get to Washington. So I think many of us are saying the same thing. We have to do better. As Americans, we're tired of the rhetoric, the erratic changes, the decisions hurting people, again, the chaos and corruption in Washington. And together, Democrats, Republicans, and independents can take back our country. I've described myself as an independent-minded Democrat. I'm standing in the center. And it's the extremes that seem to be trying to pull us apart. But I think there's far more of us who stand in the center saying, look, we've got to work together. Republicans and Democrats, independents, we can and should. We're called to care for each other. We're called to work together to help the world look better, look more like it's supposed to look. Now, the center that I'm talking about is not some mushy, milquetoasty center. It has backbone. People in the center, they tell the truth. They put people before their party. They put the country before politics. And we remember that government is supposed to work for the people, not us for them. And not just for some of the people, but for all of the people. Now I'm running against our sitting Senator, Roger Marshall. Everywhere I go, I'm told he's not listening. People who voted for him have told me the same thing. Not again, not again. People ask me, I've had this asked many times, how can a senator who, when he's not in Washington, D.C., is in Florida, know what people need in Kansas? How does that work? And I think it's a good question. So here's what I know. On Roger Marshall's watch, thousands and thousands of people are doing worse rather than better. People have lost their health insurance. Across the state of Kansas, we are the #1 state in the union in danger of closing the most number of rural hospitals. 28 rural hospitals in danger of closing. Why? Because we cut back Medicaid and we cut back health subsidies, which means that people still go to the doctor, they just can't afford to pay for it. And then the doctor and the nurse who are running that one little hospital there are saying, we can't afford to stay here anymore. I mean, we've got to do better than this for our people. All of this has happened on his watch. Now, when Kansans asked him about that and they said, hey, come on, Roger, tell us why you're doing these things, he ducked out of town halls and he decided not to have them anymore. So here's what I think.